Now that we've looked at the identifying the m and the b value, now we're going to use those m and b values to graph slope-intercept equations. So this is so important. Let's start off with your neighbor very quickly. Identify what the m value is and what the b value is. Let's go ahead and do both of these graphs right away. So identify the m and the b for both of those. All right, hopefully you've written down -2 as your slope for our first equation. If you would, go ahead and write that as -2/1. You're going to see why I'm doing that here in a couple of seconds. Okay, I'm going to just write that one more time. -2/1. And your b value there is going to be -1. Okay, and then over here, hopefully you've identified your slope as, once again, that invisible one, so 1/2, and your b value as +5. Now here's the thing that you have to remember. When we start graphing, here's the most important component. The most important piece about graphing is where you begin. So just like today, hopefully today, you woke up and you started your day at home. You always begin your day at home. So what I want you to do is I want you to recognize that the B value is your home. The B value is your home. That is where you begin your day. That's where you're going to begin your graph. So in this first graph right here, my B value is -1, which means I'm going to go down on the y-axis, not the x-axis, but the y-axis, and I'm going to plot my very first point at y equals -1. That's where we begin our graph. It has to start at home. All right. So then come over here, do the second one with me as well. Where would this graph begin? This graph should begin at +5. Our y value is +5. So your y value begins there. Now, once you've got your y value plotted, now we can use our slope. Remember, this is rise and this is run. But you do this from your home point. We're going to rise -2, which means you actually go down 1, 2, and then you're going to run +1. That's your next point right there. So you've risen -2, which means you drop 2, and then you go down 2 over 1 again, down 2 over 1 again, down 2 over 1 again. You can go as many times as far as you want, and that creates our line. That's all we have to do in order to graph this equation is start at the y-intercept, your home point, and then use slope to graph the rest. Let's do it again. You practice on this one. Press pause for me and practice yourself on this one. So hopefully you've risen 1 and you've run 2, risen 1, run 2, risen 1, run 2, risen 1, run 2. You can do it as many times as you like. No matter what happens, you're still going to get this straight line right here. Okay? So those are the components of graphing. Super, super important. And best of luck and keep working hard.